Hey guys, how you doing today? My name is Seth. If you're not familiar, if you're first meeting, welcome to the channel. My channel name is Mile High Firebird, and what I do on this channel is I talk about general aviation and then vanner towing as well. So what I have for you guys today? Well, I'm in Miami for work, and I'm at my room for the night, and I just thought I'd go ahead and give you guys a product review, something that a lot of pilots might use and maybe have questions about. Should I buy this one, or this one? Well, let's get into that right now. But before we do, if you don't mind, hit the like button on the video if you're enjoying the content. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and leave a comment below and we can talk about the product. So what are we talking about today? Well, today we're going to talk about fuel testers, specifically ones for avgas. So mostly general aviation pilots would use avgas, and as you may or may not know, if you're still in your training, you're learning, avgas is 100 low lead, it's light blue. And one thing that we need to look for when we are straining fuel is water, any sediments, which kind of looks like black pepper in the bottom of the fuel. Basically, the way it works is fuel is less dense than some of the other objects like, dirt, dust, and water. And so those things are going to actually sink to the bottom, and you'll be able to see it in the fuel tester. That's something that we're going to talk about with these fuel testers that I have for you today. Okay, so what's the first fuel tester that we're going to look at? We're going to look at this one right here. Some of you guys may have used this, some of you guys may have not. Maybe you're thinking about buying your own. So let's talk about this one. So this one here, we're going to talk about some pros and cons. First thing, just by kind of looking at it, it's small. It's really small, as you can see. About the size of my ear, which is good. You can put it in your pocket, but it's a little bit bulky. It's about the size of a shot glass. So imagine carrying a shot glass around in your pocket. It's not going to be very comfortable. And plus there's this metal rod, so that could poke you in the leg if you got it in your pocket. So it's nice that it's small, but at the same time, carrying it around might not be that great. One thing also for a pro is that you can pretty much see right in the top. You can look down and see right in the top if there's any sediment or water, anything like that. All right, let's talk about some of the cons. First of all, it's not really the best quality. As you can see, this one here is cracked. Yeah, it's kind of old, but they do break. They're plastic. I guess they're kind of all plastic, but this is a hard plastic. So if you drop it on the ground or you step on it, it's gonna break, and that's not good. Not to mention that when there's a crack like this, the fuel could leak out, and that's not good either. So also, what I don't like about this one is the fact that there's only one way to get the fuel, and that's with this strainer here. You kind of poke it up into the bottom of the fuel tank, and then fuel will come down and go into the little container. That works, but the problem is that there are many different kinds of ways to get fuel, and depending on the way the system works, this might not always work for you. So that's something to consider. Another thing is it doesn't hold very much. It's about the size of a shot glass, which you can maybe, let's say you're sumping the left tank and it gets to about right here. That's not very much fuel that you'll need to pull out before you can really see if there's a lot of water, if there's a lot of sediment. And then you'd have to dump it or strain it or something, and it has no way to strain at all. It's literally just a shot glass with a metal toothpick. Personally, not my favorite. If you want to use this one, you're probably going to get the job done, but there, I got a couple other things to show you so you can kind of decide which is more convenient for you. If you want to purchase this one, click the link in the description or the one on screen here, type it into the web page, and that will take you directly to Amazon's website where you can purchase this one specifically. So that's this one in review. Okay, let's talk about our second fuel strainer. This one, right? You guys have seen this one. This one right here is the one that I use every day. I really like this one, and we'll kind of go over some of the reasons why I use this one every day and why I like it. First off, it holds a good amount. I think it holds about double of this one, okay? However, it doesn't hold that much. I do find that I can't sump all my tanks. I feel like I have to dump it or strain it and then go back to do the other tank. I can't do the whole job on just this one tester. Another thing about it, let's talk about the design. With the design, it's sleek, so you can put it in your pocket or you can put it in your flight bag. It fits in really nice. However, if you carry it in your pocket, it's not really gonna work out for you. It could fall out, or you could get stabbed by the screwdriver on the end. One more con is the fact that it's still the same hard plastic. If you can hear, you hear? Still hard plastic. So if you step on it or you set it down in front of the tire and you roll over it or something, it's gonna break. It's that kind of hard plastic, same as this one, where it could crack, and if it cracks, then it's gonna leak and it's no good. Okay, so let's talk about the pros. I really do like this one, and let me tell you why. First of all, there's a screwdriver on the end. It's a Phillips head screwdriver, if you can see. Phillips head screwdriver. So what's good is if you have any loose nuts or bolts, like on your cowling, sometimes those get loose from the vibration of the engine. You can just reach over, use this right here, and then just tighten the screw using this as a tool. That's nice to have. Nice to have this little screwdriver. Another pro is the fact that the design, if you look at the head of the design, it's kind of castellated, which what's nice about this is that you can fit many different fuel drains with this one particular design. Because it's got these slots on each side, the little metal bars that come out from the fuel sump on the aircraft at the fuel tank will fit really nicely into those bars. And so all you have to do is push straight up and pull some fuel out. In fact, here's a quick clip of me doing that. Okay, welcome back. So as you saw in the clip there, you just basically push up and it pulls the fuel straight out. Gravity lets the fuel come down, lets the water, the sediment come down and collect at the bottom. Which what I like about this is it may look like it goes below into this black piece, but it doesn't. It starts right here. So what that means is if you pull off quite a bit of water or sediment, you're gonna see it right there. Here's what it looks like when there is water and sediment in your fuel after you've pulled it out. Check it out. And that's exactly why you want to make sure and do your tank sump every morning. Look at that water. See that big bubble? You don't want that in your engine. Okay, as you guys saw there was a nice little bubble right there at the bottom. And like I said in the clip, it's very important that you pull that fuel every single day before your flight to get all that water and junk out of the fuel tank, because you don't want that going in the engine. Another thing I like about this design is that this has a black plastic piece which aids in the force that is needed to push up the little mechanism to allow the fuel to come out. The only thing that I don't like though is sometimes it gets cockeyed to the side like that, and then you have to like mess with it just to fix it. It's not a big deal, it's just kind of annoying at sometimes when it turns sideways on you like that. So, okay, if you're interested in the screwdriver type of tester, click on the link that's below in the description. Here's the link as well. You can copy that, write it down, and then go into Google, type that in, and it'll take you directly to where you can buy this on Amazon. That about does it for this one. Let's talk about our final fuel tester. Okay, I'm sure you've all seen this one before. This is called a GATS jar, G-A-T-S, GATS jar. What GATS stands for is Gasoline Analysis Test Separator. That's the fancy name they gave this jar, and we're going to talk about it. So let's take a look at this. Let's talk about the couple of cons about this jar. First of all, top is hard plastic again. Bottom is soft plastic, which is nice. You can see it flexes. That's a good thing, but the top is hard, and if this were to be left out in the sun, then it would probably fade and crack and would become unusable. So that's the one thing that I really don't like about this jar when it comes to the design. Also, it's kind of bulky. It's big. To carry this thing around all the time would be kind of difficult. It takes up a lot of space. I suppose you could always, unscrew it and carry something in here like batteries or your headlamp. Maybe you could stuff it in here to carry it around, the headlamp you use for flying at night. It's a possibility, but for now, it's just kind of a big item. Okay, so those are my cons for the GATS jar. Let's talk about my pros, and there are more pros with this jar than there are cons. First of all, look how much gas you can pull out with this. This jar actually holds 12 ounces of fluid. It's going to be the same amount that you would find in a can of pop. More gas than you're going to need, and the plastic is super clear, so you can you know, you can see right through it. What's nice about this as well is the fact that the bottom part is flexible, you know, so as long as you don't leave it out in the sun or something, it's not going to rot and break. It's about the same durability as a water bottle, like an older water bottle, the ones before they switched to the cheap plastic kind of water bottles that I used to drink out of when I was a kid, when they're super, you know, milk juggy. That's kind of the way I look at this, kind of a milk juggy type of, you know, bottle, but it's durable. It's really durable. The next thing I like about it, going back to the design, same castle type of design where you can press up and have the bars fall in to these little slots, and then when the bars fall into those slots, it kind of helps, you push up and it helps bring the fuel out of the fuel tank. And then also what I like about this design is the fact that you can unscrew it and you can separate it in two pieces, which is nice if you want to, you know, pour the fuel into something else, like, you know, a little lawnmower or something that you use recycled fuel in. That's nice, you can just pour it. But the number one thing about this strainer that I love the best, absolutely the best, is this screen right here. This screen saves so much time. It's amazing. Let me just kind of explain to you how this thing works. As you press up on the mechanism to bring the fuel out, the fuel goes straight into the bottle. If you can see there, you can see all the way down to the bottom. It goes straight into the bottom of the bottle, okay? And then the sediment and water and junk and all that nasty stuff builds up down here. Then what's great about this is you have this fuel strainer. You have this little screen right here. It's like the consistency of a really nice coffee filter, the reusable kind, not like the paper kind, but the plastic reusable kind. It's just like that. As you notice here with the design, there's a lip. Do you see this lip right here? This lip allows you to pour, which is awesome. If you look at this one, you try and pour with this and it's gonna go back on your fingers and it's gonna get everywhere. Same thing when you pour this one, it does the same thing. It kind of, because there's no spout, it kind of drips back. But this one is designed with a spout. So when you pour it, all of your sediment and junk that's down here will stay in the bottle, which is awesome because you don't have to try and pour it carefully or separate it. You can reuse your fuel with this one. So after you pull gas out and you get all the junk on the bottom, you can pour it and get all of the good fuel out and leave all the garbage behind. That's the number one thing I love about this GATS jar. Okay, if you're interested in the GATS jar, I have a link for you down in the description. Click on that link, it'll take you directly to Amazon, or here's the link here typed out for you that you can pause the video and you can type it into Google and it'll take you directly to Amazon where you can buy this GATS jar right here. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about with these fuel testers is price. This one here is about $7, which is a pretty good price. It's cheap, but you might have to buy a couple depending on if they last, like we were talking about in the video. The next one here is the screwdriver type. This one's about $10, $12, somewhere in that range. You really can't go wrong with that price at all. And if you do break it or something, well, you got some good use out of it and it's really not that much more expensive to buy another one. The final one is the GATS jar. This one comes into about $20 or $25. I've seen them even higher than that. On Amazon, I believe this one should be around $20. With these three products, you can really choose which one is your favorite. Okay, that wraps it up for the product review. I really hope you guys enjoyed the review of the 3 fuel testers. Again, the links are in the description. Each one, you can click on it and it'll take you to Amazon, and then from there you can purchase it. As well as if you guys want to see more videos like this, throw a link in the comments of something that you found that you would like a product review of, and I'll see if I can get to that one shortly. Again, thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you enjoyed it. All right, see you guys for the next one. Thank you.